Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back to the TV classroom. Today is Friday, January 22nd. How are you? What zone are you in today? How are you feeling? Mabel, how are you feeling today? I noticed that you got rid of your cone hat. How are you feeling? You're in the green zone? Why are you in the green zone today? Oh, you went to bed on time and you got really good sleep? High five. Nice job. Friends, what zone are you in today? Thanks for sharing. I'm in the green zone. I am ready to learn. Let's do some Number Fun Friday. Here we go. If you have 3 and then 1 more, how many do you have? 4. Nice job. What if you have 3 and then 2 more? You could say 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. What if you have 3 and 4? How many do you have now? 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 5. I know that one because it's 5 and 3, and I know that that one is, it's 8. And 5 plus 3 is 8. That's so silly. Today we are learning to identify and name solid shapes in the environment and with the geometric shape. So what that means is I can see things like, oh, look, that door's the shape of a rectangle. And I can look at the drawing of just a rectangle and say, that's a rectangle. Okay? All right, let's take a look. What are these colors? Are you ready? You're going to see my laser pointer, and I'm going to point to one of the shapes, and you're going to tell me the color. Whoops. Oh, it's what color? Purple. What color? Green. What color? It's this one right here. What color? Pink. What color's the moon? Blue. What color's the star? Yellow. Great job. Now, what is this? It's the picture of a bus. I wonder what we're going to do with the picture of a bus. I think it's time to go on another shape hunt. Are you ready? We're going on a shape hunt. A shape hunt. A shape hunt. We're going on a shape hunt. What shapes do you see? What shapes do you see in our picture? Mabel, what do you see? You see a cube? Do you see a cube? I see a cube. Look, friends. It's a cube. The students are using a cube to get on the school bus. What other shapes do you see? I spy a triangle. Remember, a triangle has 3 my words got jumbled. 3 straight sides that all connect at angles. Oh no, that has 4 sides. Do you see it? Do you see it, Mr. Kevin?
I do.
Look, friends, it's the bus stop sign. It's a triangle. You know what? I think if I use the laser pointer, you are going to be able to see me better. Is that better, Mr. Kevin?
That looks really good.
Okay, so I'm going to use the laser pointer. Okay. What other flat shapes can you find? I see a rectangle. And there's lots of rectangles, but this rectangle, you ready, Mr. Kevin? Do you want to see the rectangle I see?
I want to see it.
It's this student's book. It's a rectangle. Did you see that rectangle? Okay. We've done triangle, rectangle. Are there any hexagons? I don't see any hexagons. No. Are there any circles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where do you see circles, friends? The puddle. Look, it's a circle. A circle. A circle. Where else do you see a circle? I see one right here. Yep, I do. And guess what? Their eyes are circles. There's lots of circles. Do we see any squares? Now remember, a square has 4 sides that are all the same shape. Maple, do you see any squares? I have the picture down here. So we're looking down here and you're looking up there. Do we see any squares? Mabel said, look under the bus triangle. There it is, look. A square. Do we see any more solid shapes? Do you see any solid shapes? I see solid shapes. I spy a cylinder. Remember, a cylinder is like a tube. It's got round, curved all the way around, and 2 flat ends that are the shape of a circle. The faces are flat and are the shape of a circle. I see one. Ta-da! You know what else is a cylinder? A tire. You think about a tire, how it has depth to it. That's a very short, flat cylinder. Do we see any spheres? Any spheres? Ta-da! It's the ball. And a cone? Do you see the cone, Mr. Kevin? Mabel sees the cone. Mabel, do you see it? Mabel, no, Mabel, no. Mabel says, can I go in and put it on my head? No, you may not. You can't go in a picture. How would you get in there? You're very silly, Mabel. Okay, here's the cone. Just this part right here is a cone. Nice job, friends. Now, let's look at another picture. This time, instead of finding the shapes, I'm going to tell you the object, and I want you to tell me where the object is in the picture. So, Mr. Kevin, we're going to practice together. I'm going to tell you an object, and Mr. Kevin, I want you to use position words to tell me where that object is in the picture.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Mr. Kevin, where is the red bowl?
The red bowl is on the table.
Great. The red bowl is on the table. Okay. Friends, can you tell me where the backpack is? Where's the backpack? The backpack is under the blue coat. Here's the blue coat. And the backpack is below it or under the blue coat. Okay. Mabel, you tell me, what are we going to tell the position of? Okay. Where is Mr. and Mrs. Bear? Where are they standing? This one's tricky. They are behind the table. They're behind the table. Where's the mat? Where do you see the mat? The mat is in front of the door. Kiss your brains. Nice job. Where is the picture of the bear family? Yeah, it's above the coats. Okay, are you ready? Now you're going to tell me the position of each object. Tell me, where is the apple? It's on top of the stool. Where is the cat? It's under the stool. Where are the books? Next to or beside the stool. Great job, kindergartners. For your homework today, you're going to do page 243 and 244. Now, at the bottom of your workbook pages, there are directions. So have an adult or older child that can read you the directions. You're going to need crayons, and they're going to tell you what objects to color what color. Okay? So they will help you read it, and then you're going to color it in. That's your assignment you need to turn back into your teacher. Okay? Today, we identified and named solid shapes in our environment, and we used geometric shapes to help us. We identified the solid shapes. We named some solid shapes. We told how we knew. We also did some flat shapes, and we did position words. Great job today, kindergartners. Before you go on your break, you need to make sure that you have your learning buddy, your whiteboard, and your ELA packet ready to go for learning with Ms. Oslin. You're going to take a break, and then you'll come back and do a lesson with her. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chick Street Man, and I'm a musical ambassador for peace and human rights. And the Northwest Sinfonietta asked me to show you a little bit of what it is that I go through to warm up in the morning or before I go on stage later in the evening. So this is a little fun thing that we can do, because sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're feeling good, but things tend to happen. Maybe it's raining and maybe there's no food in the refrigerator, or maybe your mom or your brother or your sister or your teacher or a good friend says something to you that tends to want to bring you down, but you don't have to go down. You can keep yourself feeling up by saying a little something to yourself that goes like, I feel so good. Say, I feel so good. I feel so good. And then you get a little rhythm into it, okay? So you say, I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so good. When your mind is happy, so is your body. When your mind is happy, so is your body. I feel so good. I feel so good. And then once you're feeling good, then you want to share it with everybody else around you. But before we even do that, and you're going to share it with anybody else, it's important to warm your voice up a little bit. So I have a little technique that I use to warm my voice up that goes like this. You say, you just close your mouth, and one time you say, So I want to teach you how to do it. All you got to do is just close your mouth, and one time, very gently say, Right? When you say, you do it 2 times, you say, I guess that was 4 times, okay? But you put a little rhythm into it. It goes like this. So then later on in the evening, when you're hungry and you're back home, and there's no food on the table, you can say, where the dinner, mama? Where the dinner, daddy? Just don't tell him I taught you how to do that, okay? So this is all about relaxing and enjoying, feeling yourself relax in your body. Thank you. You know, sometimes you may be feeling up and sometimes you may be feeling down. But I believe there's always going to be some love coming around. go. Now when you get that feeling, let me tell you what love can do. It'll swell up in your body, then slip on away from you. So when you feel the river rising, your soul capsizing, you got to let go. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Believing you just can't keeping on. It's gonna make you a little bit wary, whether you're right or wrong. But like a vine inclined to keep on clanging and to keep on swinging, you got to let go. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Rhythm high, high, high. Rhythm low. Rhythm high, rhythm low. And if the fire's got you burning, ain't no returning, you got to let go. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Rhythm high, rhythm low. Rhythm high, high, high. Rhythm low. Got to keep on moving. Rhythm high, rhythm low.
Hi, kindergartners. Welcome back from your break. I see you have your materials and you are ready to go to continue our study of functional writing. Go ahead and put your materials off to the side. You don't yet need those. Let's remind ourselves what our job is when we come together today and every day. You'll remember your job is to listen, share, read, and write. You are a strong listener when you have active listening posture, which means, say this with me, eyes watching,
Eyes watching,
ears listening,
ears listening,
voice quiet,
voice quiet,
body still.
body still.
Sometimes you still need to remind yourself to focus.
Focus.
And that's okay. Just remember, be patient with yourself and use positive self-talk that sounds like, focus, self, focus. You will remember that we are learning all about functional writing. The different types of functional writing that we have learned about are labels, letters, signs. Yesterday, we read a book. And we're going to reread that book, or a little bit of that book today, because I want you to know that writers create maps to help readers learn about locations, to give directions, and to share interesting information about places that are important to them. And our author yesterday, Kathy Jacobson, used maps in her book to help readers know and see how to get around New York City. And it was written through the voice of a person who lives in New York named Becky. And let's review the map of Manhattan, which is a borough or neighborhood in New York. If we were tourists, and which means people who travel to a place to enjoy the culture and the people and the sights, we would use this to find our way around, much like I shared with my experience going to New York City a couple years ago. I had no idea how to find my way around, so I definitely relied on a map to help me get where I wanted to go. I used a map to help me get to the ferry terminal. Let me see if I can draw on here. I know I can, but over here, I took a ferry out to the Statue of Liberty. And I had to use a map to help me know how to get to the ferry terminal. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had any clue how to get there. So the map helps me know where I was, and I use the map to find where I wanted to go and how to get there. So we are going to do this together today. We are going to create our own map of a place that's special to all of us, which is Tacoma. So I'm going to go over to the chart, take my marker. I'm going to take Mabel with me because she might have some ideas about what we should add to our map. So Mr. Kevin's going to switch our camera, and I'll see you over there. Okay, I have Mr. Kevin help me out with this, an outline of the city of Tacoma. And I labeled my map so that people who are watching or read my map know what this is a map of. So it says, my map of Tacoma. And I started with the outline to help me orient or find the positions on the paper of the city of Tacoma. And then I included out here is Gig Harbor. And then we have down here is University Place. This is a waterway. And then over here, we have the port of Tacoma and Commencement Bay. Now, the first thing, and so this is the north end. Say the word north. I hear N at the beginning of north. So I'm going to label my map with an N for north so that my reader knows that this is north. Now, south. Say south. I hear S at the beginning of south. So I'm going to label my map with the letter that says S, which is the letter S. Kiss your brain. Curve around, slide down, curve around the other way, stop. So I have north, south. When we head this way, we're heading east. Say east. I hear the sound E at the beginning of east, and I know that that's the letter E. That's its long vowel sound. So I'll put an E over here. So we have north, south, east, and this is west. Say west. I hear ooh at the beginning of west. What letter is that? W. Slanted line down, slanted line up, slanted line down, slanted line up. Now, we are studying functional writing, and we know that labels are one form of functional writing. And on a map, the labels that we include are the city names and what we call landmarks. Say landmarks. Landmarks are places on our map that are important. For example, if a tourist, someone who doesn't live in Tacoma, wanted to come visit and see some cool places in Tacoma, they would find the landmarks. And we labeled north, south, east, and west to help our reader be able to find their way in Tacoma. Now, the first thing I want to point out on my map or add to my map is I have the Port of Tacoma. This is where Mr. Oslin works. So I'm going to put a little smiley face right here so that we're smiling at Mr. Oslin while he's at work in the Port of Tacoma. Now, let's take some think time. what are some landmarks that you think would be important to add to our map of Tacoma? Take some think time. I have a couple of ideas that I'm thinking. You turn and tell your learning buddy what you are thinking about important places to put on our map in Tacoma. Mabel, I'm thinking about the Tacoma Dome. I think that's a big one. I already have the Port of Tacoma. Oh, I'm thinking about the Tacoma Mall. I'm thinking about, Ruston Way. Mr. Kevin?
How about the zoo?
The zoo! That's an excellent one. We'll definitely add the zoo. We have a really good list of places that we can add, landmarks that we can add to our map. Okay, let's start with Mr. Kevin's, the zoo. Now, the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium, I know, is in the north-ish end of Tacoma. I know it's close to the water, which is what this is, but I think, is it on this side? Mr. Kevin, is it more on the northwest side?
Yes.
Because you can kind of see Gig Harbor or Vashon Island, can't you? From out that way?
You're thinking of 5 Mile Drive.
Oh, I am.
Mhm.
I am. That's near the zoo.
It's very near the zoo.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put that. Do you think that this is a good spot, Mr. Kevin?
A little
Is it-
further south.
Further south,
Right about there, and then a little to your east.
a little east.
Right there.
Perfect.
There's the zoo.
There's the zoo. And when we look at a map, it'll have a dot. And then we need to label what the dot is so that the reader of our map knows what that is. This is the zoo. Say zoo.
Zoo.
I hear z at the beginning of zoo, and I know that's Z like zipper. Little line out, slanted line down, little line out. Zoo. There we go. Okay, that's our first place on our map. The next place on our map, I think we should do, you know what I want to do? I want to put Bernie on here. I know I didn't brainstorm that, but Bernie. Okay, I know that Bernie is one of the schools that is the most south, one of, it's not the most, south in our district. I know it's down by Stafford, which is also far south. So let's see. This is like University Place, and I want to be down south. Kind of like right in the middle, maybe-ish. Yeah. Here. I'm going to say Bernie's right here. Now, we need to label our dots so that the reader of our map knows what place this is. This is going to be Bernie. Say Bernie. I hear B at the beginning of Bernie. That's a B. Straight line down, bump around, bump around. B-I-R-N-E-Y. Now, another place that I was thinking that I know is on the east side of Tacoma is the Star Center. The Star Center is a place that's a community place where kids can go, they have activities, they have lessons and classes. It's a really neat place on the east side. So I think that is, it's by First Creek Middle School. So we'll say about here-ish. So it's the Star Center. And I wrote in all capital letters because I know the Star Center, the title of it has all capital letters. Let's see. Oh, the Tacoma Dome. That's a really important one, especially for tourists, because there aren't a lot of buildings that look like the Tacoma Dome in other places. So a lot of times when visitors or tourists come to Tacoma, they want to see the Tacoma Dome. And I know that if I start at the port or Commencement Bay, it's a little more north and east. Mr. Kevin, does this look accurate for the Tacoma Dome?
I'd say the Tacoma Dome is a little further south.
Further south, okay.
And then over closer to the port.
Closer to the port, so further east.
Yeah.
Okay,
There you go.
there we go. So you know what I'm gonna do for the Tacoma Dome? I'm gonna draw it.
Fun.
Dome, and then it always has the flag. There we go. So Tacoma, I know how to spell Tacoma because it's right there. Tacoma Dome. We're gonna stretch that word out and listen for sounds all the way through. Here we go, get your arm out. It's been a while since we've done this. As you stretch out, say the word really slowly and listen really carefully to all the sounds that we hear throughout the word dome. Here we go. Dome. Okay, beginning sound is D. That's a D. And it's a capital D because it's the name of the Tacoma Dome. D. O. That's a O making the long O sound. D. O. Mabel, you're right. It's M like in Mabel. Okay. We worked really hard to add some really important places to our map of Tacoma. We labeled the north, the south, the east, and the west. We labeled nearby cities or towns like Gig Harbor and University Place. And then we labeled some places that are important to us or places that we know. We labeled the zoo. We labeled the Tacoma Dome. We labeled the port. We labeled the Star Center. We labeled Bernie. And of course, we know there are so many other places that we could add. You could add the Tacoma Mall. You could add Chuck E. Cheese, if that's your favorite restaurant by the Tacoma Mall. You could add, the Children's Museum, if you go there. There are a lot of other places that you could add to our map of Tacoma. Now, we're using this map as an example of functional writing. We're gonna go back over to our desk and I'm gonna show you another example that another student created. So I'll meet you back over there. Another example that a student created that you actually have in your ELA packet is a map of outer space. Now, our student, Dustin, created this because he thought it would be really important for other students to know about outer space. And so he drew all the things that he thought would be really important for you or I to know that are in outer space. Oh, nice job, Mr. Kevin. We have stars, planets, another star, the sun, the earth, a rocket, another planet, the moon, and more stars. And then this, to me, I think is some sort of space station because there's people. Oh, you know what this is? I think this is the launching pad of the rocket. I see other astronauts and they go up the elevator and then walk out and get in the rocket, and then the rocket blasts off to outer space. So Dustin drew a very clear picture, and you'll notice that Dustin spread all of the places out. They didn't just put them all in one corner. He spread them all out, taking up the entire space of the map. Just like we did with our map of Tacoma. We have something in the north end, we have something on the east side, we have something on the south side. We have items, landmarks on our map all over Tacoma. So today, your job will be to create your own map. You can create a map of outer space, your house. Maybe you have a friend who has never seen your house before and they want to know what the layout is. Where's your kitchen? Where's your bathroom? Where's your bedroom? Maybe you want to create a map of your bedroom. Where's your desk if you have one? Where do your toys go? Where do your books go? Where do you work when you're doing your independent work? Where is your bed? Maybe you want to include a map that shows how to get from your place, your house, your apartment, to someone else's. Maybe you want to create a map. Maybe you don't live with one of your parents and you want to create a map that shows how to get from where you live to where one of your parents lives so that you can find each other. It's totally up to you. So take some think time right now and think about what are places that are important to you that you could draw on your map. Think about it. Now, turn and tell your learning buddy what you are thinking of, what you are going to draw and label on your map. Go ahead. Oh, I heard one of you. You're going to create your own imaginary world and you're going to create a map of it. Some of you are going to do a map of your school. Some of you are going to do a map of how you get from home to school. Some of you are going to do a map to show how you get from home to your daycare. So many ideas. This is your independent work today, friends. Make sure you label your places so that your reader knows what you're showing us, and make sure you take up as much of that space as you can. Now, when you're done with your map, you can send it to your teacher so they know what you're working on. I would also love it if you're able to send it to us here at our TV classroom. You can ask your adult if they can take a picture of it or scan it, and you can email it to us. We would love to see what you come up with. And there's our email address right there. You could also put it in the mail, and our address comes up, our mailing address comes up at the end of every TV lesson. Now, you're going to go off for your independent writing, and you're going to create your map. You're also going to complete your independent reading. Pay close attention to what kind of functional writing you see in your reading. Do you see labels, signs, names of places? Is there a map in your independent reading book? That would be pretty neat. Now it's time for our affirmation. This is the time at the end of our lesson when we get to build ourselves up and say positive things about ourselves to remind ourselves that there is good in all of us. And the affirmation today that I want us to remind ourselves of is, I am kind. Even when I'm not feeling so kind in my heart and my brain isn't thinking kind thoughts, if I can say I am kind, it'll switch my brain over and fill my heart with kind feelings. So let's say that together. I am kind. Excellent job today, kindergartners. Thank you for helping me with my map of Tacoma. I hope you have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you back here next week in our TV classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.